Many people over 60 are trying intermittent fasting and still struggling with sleep, energy, and weight. And the reason may be when they're eating. Our bodies actually run on a built-in clock that tells it the best time to eat and the best time to fast. And when we follow that rhythm, our body is able to repair itself overnight. Today, I have 5 habits that support longevity. And I'm going to share with you a simple morning routine and a gentle form of circadian fasting that works with your body clock to support cellular repair, improve sleep, and help you to wake up with more vitality. And the good news is, it's easy, and you know what? It works better for women. I started intermittent fasting in 2022 to lose weight, especially belly fat, the weight around the middle. And when I reached my goal weight, I struggled to maintain it. I would go up and then back down, and then back up and then back down. Very frustrating. I turned 70 last fall and subsequently had hip replacement surgery. Unbeknownst to me, this would be the catalyst that would settle the issues I was having with weight and settle them for good. Now, I recently watched a video on how intermittent fasting rules had changed, especially for older women, and I realized that I had already implemented all of those changes after my hip surgery. Because even though my appetite increased while my exercise routine dramatically decreased, I still didn't gain weight. In fact, I lost weight, especially around the middle. I was eating huge portions and expected to gain belly fat, but I didn't. So what changed? I started listening to my body and giving it what it was telling me it needed. And I soon realized I was eating in harmony with my natural body clock, my circadian rhythm. Circadian fasting is a type of early time-restricted eating that aligns daily food intake with the body's natural daylight rhythm. Hi everyone, welcome to Free Range Diva, and if you are interested in healthy aging, clean beauty, and natural living, then give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing so you don't miss a thing around here. Okay, let's go. Habit number 1, when I wake up naturally with the sun, and I immediately get out of bed and go over to my windows and open the shades so that I can get morning light. I used to kind of roll out of bed, go make myself some coffee or some bone broth, pick up my computer, start going through emails or just scrolling or watching videos or whatever. And then after an hour or so, I would get up and start getting dressed. I don't do that anymore. Once I'm up, I lay out my clothes, I go take my shower, and I get dressed. And I take my time. I really try to indulge in my cleanliness and dressing routine. I put on rich body oils, I'll light a scented candle, turn on some music. The intention is to gently prepare myself for an anticipated wonderful day. Physiologically, my body is slowly releasing cortisol, waking itself up and preparing itself to start the day. And I want to be in sync with that. And these intense blue light mornings, as they're called, that are caused by immediate exposure to screens and phones and tablets, can cause cellular fatigue in older adults, especially women, primarily through circadian disruption, oxidative stress, and the accumulation of damage in the cells. Blue light shocks the brain into thinking that it's high noon and puts the body into a high state of alert before it's ready. When this happens repeatedly, the result is a decrease in energy and an increase in cellular fatigue. So consider delaying your use of technology until after you've had your breakfast. So back to me. To save myself from developing soreness in my hip from having to go up and down stairs all day long, I moved my office into the downstairs guest bedroom right next to the kitchen. This way, I stay down there all day and do my work and do whatever, and I don't go back up to my bedroom until it's time for bed. When I go downstairs in the morning, I'm ready to start my day. Number 2 habit is drinking 1 large glass of water first thing in the morning. I start drinking water as soon as I get up because I usually I stop drinking water around 7 o'clock in the evening because I don't want to be getting up and down all night to go to the restroom. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm dehydrated and I'm thirsty. So I bring a full glass of water with me upstairs when I go to bed in the evening, and that way it's right there in the morning so I can start drinking as soon as I get up. I will drink it as soon as I get out of bed, and I will continue to drink water or bone broth throughout the morning. But when I notice that I'm hungry, then I eat. Which brings us to number 3, using circadian fasting. So the morning sunlight triggers your body to release hormones that get you up and out of bed in the morning. At sunset, your body releases hormones that tell you it's time to wind down and go to sleep. In a recent video, which I will link somewhere, Autumn Bates talked about recent changes for 2026 in intermittent fasting rules, especially as they apply to women. One major change is a shorter fasting window and then breaking your fast earlier in the day or earlier in the morning. With circadian fasting, you have your meal earlier in the day. It's better for older women to eat earlier in the day and then have your last meal, say 3 to 4 hours before you're ready to go to bed. It's better for older women to increase the length of your eating window and shorten the length of your fasting window. So for example, I was doing 16-8 when I was intermittent fasting regularly. And before, I would open my eating window at 10 o'clock, have my first meal, and be done by 6 p.m. Now, I eat when I get hungry. If I get hungry at 8, I will eat at 8 or 9. And I tend to stop eating around 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening. And I still have 3 meals and no snacks. Now, once I made this change, I immediately noticed an increase in energy throughout the day. This morning, I had a Tai Chi class at 9 o'clock, so I actually ate my breakfast in the car because I was in traffic or whatever. But I ate my breakfast in the car between 8 and 8:30. Okay, number 3, protein load. I still strive to get about 70 to 75 grams of protein throughout the day, but I tend to have a little more. Rather than having 25 grams at breakfast, 25 grams at lunch, and 25 grams at dinner, I tend to have a little bit more at breakfast time. Usually I'm much more active in the mornings, and so I have to go sometimes as long as 4 hours before I actually can sit down and have lunch. So I try to get more protein in the morning so I can get through that active 4 hours. I also now include much more fiber in my diet in the form of beans, nuts, and seeds. So I usually make a pot of beans once every week to 10 days. I eat more walnuts, pecans, my streusel mix of seeds and nuts, as well as sesame, flax, and chia seeds. I'm even able to tolerate more grains, so I now include more whole grains in my diet, like oats and sprouted wheat. And grains can be a great fuel source. So let me just run you through a typical day of eating. I usually begin my mornings with a smoothie, and I will put flax seeds and sesame seeds as well as spinach and berries in that smoothie, and of course yogurt and protein powder and collagen powder to make sure that I get plenty of protein. But in addition to that, I will sprinkle on top my streusel mix that's got just all the good stuff in there, as well as some chopped nuts, usually walnuts. Now today, because I was eating in the car, I had about a half a cup of yogurt with raspberries. I sprinkled some black sesame seeds on top, and my sprouted quinoa granola, which from 1 Degree, which I love, and some chopped nuts. And it was delicious. I don't know if it was because I was hungry or I was in the car, stuck in traffic. But man, it was just like just what I needed this morning for breakfast. For lunch, I tend to have a sandwich on sourdough or sprouted Ezekiel bread with deli meat or egg, avocado, lettuce and tomato. But then I also sprinkle some more streusel seeds on it, on my sandwich. And I soak the bread in olive oil. I forgot about that because that's a nice healthy fat. And then on top, I will sprinkle some sprouted greens like broccoli sprouts or different, just a mixed handful of sprouts on top. For dessert, I will take the time to have 2 squares of dark chocolate and a cup of either tea or coffee. And then last night for dinner, I made minestrone soup with lots of veggies, including the chard that I grow in my backyard. I harvested a bunch of that and put it in there. I added white beans from my crock pot that I had been cooking all day, and Italian sausage. My dessert was half an apple and some pistachio nuts. And the night before, I had lemon chicken breast with kale that I also grew in the garden. The kale has been doing really well this season. I had Brussels sprouts and a wild rice blend. So I'm adding in more carbs, but I'm adding in nutrient-dense carbs in the form of soaked beans, sprouted grains, nuts, and seeds. And then finally, the 5th habit is that I now take my morning walk or exercise after I eat my breakfast. I used to do it before. I used to, go out for my walk and then come home and eat. But walking after eating aids digestion, it stabilizes your blood sugar, and boosts your metabolism. So win, win, win. And this morning, as I said earlier, I had an outdoor Tai Chi class. Did I mention it was outdoors? It was outdoors. And there's nothing like the warm sun and fresh air to boost your mood and center your body's relationship to the gravity of the earth. I felt great, and I still do feel great just thinking about that morning exercise. So, result of all these changes, I now have more energy than I've had in the last decade. Because I finish my dinner before 7, I'm able to comfortably fall asleep at 10 or 11 p.m., sleep through the night. Well, all right, let's not get out of hand, but I usually get a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And this keeps me in line with melatonin production, your sleep hormone. By the time melatonin has been triggered by darkness, my dinner is well on the way to being digested. So my body is ready to do its cellular repair and clear out during the night. I saw my surgeon last week, and he said that although I'm doing really well, I'm still healing. So I need consistent, deep sleep for repair and recovery. And on this particular, with these 5 habits that I've instituted, these 5 changes, I get it. I wake up in the morning refreshed and ready for my day. I'm calmer and more centered. I know that whatever challenge I face that day, I'll do it with the confidence of knowing that I can handle it. And that's what I hope all of you will take away from this video today, that by making just a few simple changes, you can have the confidence of knowing that whatever comes your way, you will be able to handle it. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these habits, if you need more information, let me know that and I'll provide it. If anything really resonated with you and you want to start that habit right away, let me know about that. Please consider, even if you thought that intermittent fasting wasn't for you, circadian fasting is just so in line with your own body's rhythm that it makes it really easy to do. And the benefits are tremendous. So please consider circadian fasting, getting up earlier, eating for nutrition, all that good stuff. And if you found this info helpful, then please give the video a thumbs up for me. That would be great. Share it with your friends. I never mentioned that, but yeah, when I see something online and I think it's great, I'll send a link to everybody. I'll put it on my social media. And I think this video might be one of those that a lot of people can benefit from. So yeah, share it. Of course, if you want to see more from me, then please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing here at Free Range Diva. And until I see you in my next video, I'm just going to wish you a wonderful day, wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.